Bedtime stories. The woman in the walls. Mia didn't like the new house. Not because it was old. She liked old things. She liked the charm of uneven floorboards and floral wallpaper. But the house on Greystone Lane felt off from the moment she stepped inside. It wasn't just cold. It was still, like something was holding its breath. The walls were the first thing she noticed. They were too thin, too hollow. The kind of hollow that seemed to stretch on forever if you knocked, like an endless cavity inside the bones of the house. The wallpaper was yellowed and fraying at the corners, patterned with vines that seemed to squirm if you stared too long. Beneath the paint, old cracks formed shapes that looked almost deliberate, like letters erasing themselves over time. She and her mother had moved in after the funeral. Mia's father died quickly, unexpectedly, his heart giving out one morning on the back steps. After that, her mother packed everything they owned and found the first house they could afford out of town. Cheap, available, quiet, the listing had said. It forgot to mention the sounds. The first whisper came during a thunderstorm. Mia was lying in bed, watching shadows crawl across her ceiling. The wind whined to the trees outside, and the rain knocked against her window like bony fingers. She heard a creak, then a long sigh from the wall behind her bed. She sat up. It came again. Hello. Just one word. Soft, grainy, like it came through a radio with bad reception. She froze, ears wide open, breath still. The wind outside moaned, but the whisper had come from inside the room. No, it came from inside the wall. She told herself it was the pipes. Maybe they hissed weird when the temperature dropped. Maybe the house settling made strange sounds. But the next night, it said her name, and the voice was wrong. It wasn't her mother's voice, but it was trying to be. The tone was flat, robotic. It dragged out syllables like it was learning how to speak. My Thea, come closer. Mia didn't scream, not that time. She backed away, slowly, into the hallway. The lights flickered overhead as she ran to her mother's room. Her mom told her it was just nerves. New house. Stormy nights. You're still grieving, she said. Our brains hear things when we're not ready to be alone. But Mia knew she hadn't imagined it. The voice was real, and it was learning. Over the next few days, things went missing. Small things. Nothing valuable, just enough to unsettle. Her phone charger disappeared. Then a shoe. A single spoon from the silverware drawer. The corner of her comforter had been sliced clean off, like someone had taken scissors to it in the night. One morning, her toothbrush was gone. She found it hours later behind the heater vent in the hallway. It was warm, wet, like someone had just used it. She began keeping her bedroom door locked. But it didn't matter. The whispers still came. One night, she recorded them. She set her phone on the floor, screened down, with the voice recorder running, then left the room. In the morning, the phone was lying face down in the hallway outside her door. She played back the recording. It started normal, silence, the hum of the house, a car driving by. Then at 2:44 a.m., something moved. Not walked, shifted, like skin against drywall. A dragging sound. Then came breathing. Shallow, ragged, close to the mic. And then a voice. Let me out, please. And then another. No, keep her here. Mia showed her mother the audio. Her mother's face turned white, not from fear, from recognition. I've heard that before, she whispered. When I was your age, in my grandmother's house. Late at night, the walls would whisper just like this. She paused, eyes flicking to the wallpaper. That's why we moved so much. I thought we left her behind. Mia didn't know what scared her more. The whispers or the idea that her mother knew who was whispering. The walls began to crack. Tiny lines, almost invisible at first, crept like veins along her bedroom corners. The lines grew wider each day. The vines on the wallpaper began to curl outward, as if something behind the paper was pushing them through. The house became loud, not banging or stomping, but rhythmic creaks, the kind of groaning wood makes when something walks just above you. Only there was no attic, no crawl space, just walls. One night, as the rain fell in sheets, Mia woke to breathing. Not outside her door, not even in her room. It was coming from the wall behind her headboard. Slow, heavy, matching her own. She sat up, heart hammering. And from behind the wall, something whispered, "Mia, it's warmer when I wear your skin." She screamed. This time she screamed until her mother came. Together, they grabbed what they could and fled the house barefoot into the street. The house stands empty now. The grass grows long. The mailbox leans, rusted. But at night, people say the lights flicker inside, that you can hear movement if you walk too close. Breathing, dragging. Some say the woman is still in the walls. If you like my videos, like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more.